Hi, good evening, you guys, and welcome to our Tuesday night continuing education class. We are on class number 6. This is one of my favorite classes to teach, is mood and emotional well-being. First of all, I want to say thank you for joining us, whether you're here live with us or you're watching the replay. You matter, and we're super grateful that you've taken the time to join us for this education. I have a real quick question is, what's your mood at right now? I know that for me, the reason that I started with doTERRA is because I had had just so much life happen to me, and I was, on the edge all the time, and I felt extremely emotional, like I could cry at any moment. And I knew that that wasn't the life that I wanted. But when I was exposed to doTERRA, the first thing I did was, look at all the oils in the bag, but I was super drawn to one called Balance. Balance is my go-to essential oil. Still, years later, it's one that I use every single day. And so by the time we get done with class tonight, I hope that you will understand all of the different resources and tools. And not only that, but how essential oils work to help us with our emotional well-being. Now, this class is being recorded. If you want to go ahead and put a question in the chat section, which you'll find down below, go ahead and put that question in there. And at the end of class, we will have a time when we will go through all of your Q&As, and we'll do our best to answer those questions. Now we have a series of 8 different classes. Here's a list of them on your screen. Like I said, we're on class number 6. All of these classes are every Tuesday. They repeat and go through a series of 8 over and over and over. So if you see one that you are really interested in and you've missed it, make sure you reach out to the person who invited you here and ask for the link for the recording. I love that our classes are available in a link that you can listen to. You can also find us on YouTube and in our Good Vibes Facebook page. Okay, on the screen on the left-hand side, there is a graph with a bunch of different emojis in it. I want you to take just a second and pick which one of those most describes the way you feel right now. And then I want you to kind of think to yourself, is like, but why does that even matter? So many times, you guys, we are not able to express our emotions or how we feel. But when we look at a picture or somebody else can look at a picture, it's usually quite easy for them to point at it and go, oh no, that one right there is you. And we've been, since the time we were little, told, oh, you're not hungry. No, you're not sad. You're not upset. Just go ahead and, go outside and play. And so we've really lost contact with who we are and how those emotions show up for us. So in the middle here, did you know that when we hold on to different emotions, especially things like anger or worry or stress, that can actually have impact on our bodies in different places in our organs? You probably have heard of, or maybe you've read, The Body Keeps Score. Or if you're like me, I've done a lot of emotional research to find out what is it exactly that stores in my liver? What is it why is people's stomachs hurt? And then all of those different stresses can actually have an impact on your body the way that it shows up. So the cost of keeping things the same can actually have a long-term impact. And so tonight we're going to go over some of the things that we can do to identify them and to release them. Okay, globally, suicide is the 4th leading cause of death among the ages of kids and children and adults of 15 to 29. You guys, when I saw those statistics, I was really shocked, kind of. And it seems like suicide has become something that is something that we hear more about. And I think that as a society, we've kind of come numb to it. And people need to understand that their lives are important, and that the way that the people that we hang out with and the conversations, the things that we watch on TV, the radios that we listen to, especially the 5 people that we hang out with, has a huge impact on how we feel, how quickly we can recover from different things. 284 million people suffer from anxiety worldwide. Now, I want you to also remember of how many people that you know personally, or maybe it's yourself or people you work with, who do deal with a lot of anxiety or different mental disorders, and yet we don't report it. We don't talk about it because we want to be brave, or we want to, pull our big pants up. I mean, how many different sayings have you heard where people are really affected, but yet they don't seek help? And then the next tip is substance use is over 1 million deaths annually. You guys, it's crazy how many people will, numb themselves with either prescription drugs or alcohol. And there's so many different things. And so again, I hope that tonight you'll leave with a few tips and a few things that you can do differently, or maybe invite a friend or somebody that you know to look at things differently so that we can get a different result. Now, David R. Hawkins is famous, and he does a lot of different studies and things, and he's come up with a map of consciousness. Now, you'll see right here that, there's the people who are enlightened and they have peace and joy and love. And do you know that person who, no matter what happens to them, they always seem happy? Or even on a bad day, they make it a good day? Well, those are different frequencies. So when we are living our best life and we're happy and we're full of love and we're full of gratitude, is one of the highest places to be, actually, is we're vibing high. And people who walk up to us, people who talk to us, they can feel that vibration without us even opening our mouths. Now, there's also, on the opposite side of that, there are low frequencies. Now, this is people who are, constantly living in a place of fear, or maybe they're angry about different things and they haven't been able to release it and let it go. The lowest on this chart is shame or guilt. So when we know somebody who is dealing with something, we're not going to ever take anybody from feeling complete shame to feeling full of love and joy with just a saying or hanging out and listening to a happy song, or the different people that they are dealing with. But what we can do is take that guilt or that shame or that lower frequency, and our goal should be is, what if we can raise it one level? What if we can give them tools and skills and different things to do to make it so that maybe they are just a little bit happier? And on the middle right here, you can see essential oils. So our rose essential oil is the highest frequency oil that we have. Now, just being able to open it up and smell it, there is a reason that brides carry roses in their bouquets during special occasions or on their wedding day. And it's because the frequency that the rose oil puts off is so high that it can usually take anybody's mindset. If they are a little sad, or, maybe they're upset about something, it can take that and it can raise that frequency just by smelling it. Now, we've talked about Melissa many, many times before about how it is the oil of light. And so when you know somebody who is dealing with something and they feel a little down, or maybe they just have that little dark cloud around them, get that Melissa out and just have them, take a big whiff out of the bottle. Or what I love to do is put a drop on my thumb and put it in the roof of my mouth. Okay, did you know that just one drop of essential oil can impact 40 million trillion molecules? You guys, the first time I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, how many molecules are there? Well, there's a lot. And so the cool thing about doTERRA is it is so pure, and so there's nothing added to it. There's nothing taken out of it. So these chemical compounds work really, really quick. So I have witnessed where I have put essential oil on the bottom of a baby's feet, and within less than 1 minute, I've been able to smell it on their breath. That's pretty cool. So essential oils are super dynamic in being able to provide targeted support for our bodies, both physically and emotionally. Essential oils work as these little messengers that will disrupt any of the old emotional responses that we might have had. Especially, we can change the pattern and establish new neural pathways. So one thing that I love to do, you guys, is I've had different situations come up in my life when it's been really difficult or I've gone through a really difficult time. And, in some cases I might have had a food smell that every time I smell that food, it takes me back to that circumstance. Or maybe it's a song. A song is playing on the radio and it was the same one that played over and over during a difficult time. And I've been able to take and rewrite that message using essential oils working on happy thoughts and why am I grateful for this, and being able to disrupt that old response and create a new one. Okay, I love this quote. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. I think many of you have probably heard the quote. It's either good or bad, you decide. It's either difficult or easy, you decide. It's either rotten or good. And so I love that we get the opportunity to choose how are we actually going to go through something. And I love being able to have the power to choose one thought over another. Okay, now let's dip into the science really quick. So many times people are like, well, I don't care why they work. I know when I first started using essential oils, I loved the smell of them. I loved the way they made me feel. I loved that when I opened up a bottle and put it on me, it would change my mood. And so, but the science part of it didn't really matter. But now the longer I've been exposed to doTERRA, the longer I've been around essential oils, I really want to know what is it that makes them work. So this is a really great picture of the olfactory system and the ability for us to smell essential oils through our nose enables the olfactory center to detect and to trigger the amygdala. Now, it's a key brain region that links our memories and other things like unspoken words or unwritten words. So really, I was talking about, those triggers of something is going on or maybe I'm experiencing something emotionally and a certain song will trigger. Well, sense of smell has an incredible way to disrupt that message. So the limbic system is where our emotions, memories, hormones, and autonomic influences are. So essential oils will trigger the limbic system and it will help to release those emotions or memories. So just like I was saying, just when I was little, certain things, certain songs, and especially certain scents would really trigger that emotion and take me right back to that spot. Now here's a graph and it kind of duplicates itself. So you take the essential oil, which stimulates the limbic system, which has a chemical response or an emotional response, which leads to a physical response. Now, you guys, this is kind of just a chart so that it's easy for you to look at in one picture. Now, there are things in our body that just automatically happen. Like if my body all of a sudden sneezes, I feel my body reacts a certain way. When I smell something, I can also have a certain response. So now we're going to skip into the power of aroma. So if you were to look at the picture on the left-hand side and see this girl holding a lemon, I don't know about you, but the moment that I see that lemon going up towards her mouth, my mouth starts to water because I know that autonomic system in my brain is going, oh, it's sour, it's tart, so pucker up. And I actually start to salivate. So another one is when you are, you smell like a stinky shoe. You can go from being super happy and upbeat to going, oh my gosh, I don't know why he didn't take care of his shoes or what is going on? Why do they stink? So now if we look at what is anosmia, so you guys, anosmia is super awesome because a lot of people think that without the sense of smell, if I can't smell it, it must not be working. And there couldn't be something any further from the truth. So with anosmia, our body still is able to react because regardless if we smell it or not, it's going into that part of our brain, which is giving us that message to react. So when people say, gosh, I can't smell, it must not be working. Know that it is. So I want to ask you, the question is, why would you diffuse essential oils versus taking something internally or putting it on topically? Well, the main reason is because it unlocks the amygdala. Your sense of smell is 10,000 times stronger than any of your other senses. So that's really awesome because when we smell something, it triggers those memories, it reduces our tension, and it can also alter our moods. So there are also things that no matter how much gratitude writing, journaling you do, no matter how many yoga poses you pose in, no matter how many different things you do, your body is still could hold on to certain things. And with the sense of smell, there are certain things that trigger those memories and will alter that mood. It is also the fastest way to affect a mood. So when you want to influence a room, so say you're getting ready to have a heated discussion with maybe your family members, or maybe you're going to work and you're going over some policies and it's something really, strenuous, or maybe there's going to be a lot of emotion. And what I would recommend is finding the essential oil that will best support that emotion, that moment. So you could use something like Calmer. You could use, Serenity. Go ahead and, if you want, go ahead and put in the chat, what is the essential oil that you would choose if you were working with somebody in your diffuser and you wanted to get a certain result? Another one is diffusing in your car if you need a little bit more energy or excitement, or maybe you're on a really long drive. So that sense of smell is very effective and has a lot of reasons for us to use it. Now I want to introduce you to some of our support. So now we know how it works and why it works. Now we're going to learn what ones we recommend for different things. So the adaptive system is one of my favorite systems. You'll see that there are 3 different products listed here. You'll see there's an essential oil and a roller bottle on the left, and there is a capsule on the right. So if you think limbic system, so your thoughts, your emotions, the things that, the different things that you might react to during a day. Maybe you saw something or read something. Oh my gosh, I have my friend climbing on me. So if I seem distracted, it's because I'm playing with my dog. So anyhow, you guys, so if you want stress relief, this blend is really amazing because it has lavender, neroli, magnolia, sweet gum, and that is targeted for stress. If you want something more uplifting, then it also has wild orange and spearmint, and then soothing has copaiba and rosemary. Now, I want you to look at the essential oils that are in the capsule, which are slightly different. So this one is your biochemical, your neurological system support. So this one is meant to take internally, and they are completely different. And the essential oil is not intended to go inside your mouth. So this is one you're not going to want to, sorry, you're not going to want to use that one internally. All right, here we go. So as we look at here, we've got the 15 ml, which has 250 drops, and the 10 ml, which is a perfectly diluted roller bottle so that you can put it on anytime, any place you need to. It's also perfectly safe for everybody at any age. So this one, you guys, if you are, having a long day, or have something you're trying to work through, you can put it on like perfume. It's super calming, very uplifting. It will help give you those really calm, tranquil feelings. And you can also, say you're getting ready to go to a massage or something, or maybe, it's tax season, or who knows what's going on in your life. Maybe you've been, canning all day or dealing with kids all day. You can just roll it on the top of your shoulders and then just rub it in like you would massage it, and you're going to just absolutely love it. One of my favorite ways to use essential oils, especially because now we know how important the sense of smell is to roll it or drop the oil into the palm of your hands, rub your hands together, take at least 3 deep breaths, and you'll literally feel your shoulders and everything just kind of calm down and to kind of start melting away. I love how quick it works, and I absolutely love the fragrance. Now the capsules, you guys, this month, if you're watching the replay, it may not be valid anymore, but for November 2024, the adaptive capsules are 10% off. And if there couldn't be a better time of the year to offer these products for us at a discount, I love that doTERRA always has our best intentions for us. Now the capsules, like I said, they're really great for long term, or if you're going to have a super hectic day, or You know, I love taking these first thing in the morning, or a lot of times if my mind is all over the place and I've got a lot that I'm trying to deal with, then I'll take an adaptive capsule. Usually it's an adaptive capsule, a Copaiba, and a Serenity Gel Cap all together. And it's amazing how awesome it helps me to relax and calm down. I find that I just handle things differently. Now with the adaptive capsules, this is something that if you know somebody who's going through a difficult time, or they're either going through it, or you know that they might be going through it, you'll want to have them use one in the morning, one at night, and continue to use those on a regular basis until they've worked through whatever transition it is. You guys, there's times and seasons when we all deal with life in a different way. And so these are super beneficial. I love to call it the coping blend, even though it is called the calming blend. All right. So another one that you'll just absolutely want to have in your arsenal is Shinrin Yoku. You guys, doTERRA came out with this about a year ago, and it has been an absolute favorite for our household. Sometimes essential oils might be a little bit too strong. This one is a wonderful blend, and you can see the ingredients up on the left-hand side, and it's so magical. When I look at this picture, it actually takes me to that smell. So I've done a couple of different things where I've wanted to anchor an experience with a scent. So earlier we talked about rewriting the message or rewriting the story. And so what I did with this blend is I took it up into my favorite spot in the canyon. I'm super lucky to live about 20 minutes from a most beautiful place. So I took it up there, and I got into a really calm space, kind of like what's in the picture here. And I put that essential oil on, and I anchored that smell. And then I was able to just sit and listen to the water and the stream and the birds, and really be able to soak in that scent. At the same time, I was able to really get into nature. So now what I've done is, and I also took a recording of that spot. So if I'm having a hectic day or I just need to get super grounded, what I'll do is I'll put that oil on and I'll listen to that video. And within a minute or less, it takes me back into this place where I'm completely grounded and feel amazing. So I want to remind you guys that you can create whatever atmosphere, just like going into, we get to pick our thoughts. You know, is it hectic or chaotic, or is it exciting and new? So you guys, if you ever see any of these screens that you want to take a picture of, I love that you can put this up over your chest area and really be able to breathe it in. And it's been showing lots and lots of results of where people's results have been life-changing. Okay, now I'm going to introduce to you guys the emotional aromatherapy kit. Now, each one of these small bottles have 85 drops in them, and you can also purchase a roller touch for each one of these scents. And again, those anytime it has touch on the bottle, they are perfectly diluted for anyone in your household. Now, I want you to just kind of look real quick at these at a glance. Not only can you look at the bottle and go, "Oh, I want more cheer," or "I want more peace of mind." Let's see, I feel like I need to be consoled right now. So you can open up the bottles and you can apply them or use them according to what is it that you want to feel more of. And so this is just a really fun little chart. Okay, now we're going to take those emotional oils, and I want to teach you a little bit about the different ways that we get essential oils. So our oils come from citrus, from the rind. It comes from the herb mints. It comes from, thyme and cilantro. It also has spices, trees, and florals. Now, on the left-hand side, you'll see that you can look at each one of these and go, gosh, I am a person who worries. So if I am a person who worries, I would be able to go to any essential oil that has a flower blend or a floral. If I am one who's been hanging on to, anger, or I'm always mad, or I'm always upset about something, well, maybe I might look into the herb and the grasses. Or maybe I'm fearful and bitter and angry. So maybe I'm looking for a blend that has both florals and herbs in it. I love the chart on the right-hand side because it gives you at a snapshot, gosh, if you feel anger or guilt, we could go to forgive. And forgive promotes feelings of being happy or relief or being more patient. Forgive was the #1 essential oil when they did a study in a oncology at a nonprofit oncology hospital. They had all of these oils out and they had people pick according to which one they just were inspired to use. And forgive was the most used, most chosen oil. I think that whether we get to forgive something that's happened to us, maybe it's a situation, maybe who knows what it is, but forgive is really awesome. And when you look at forgive, I want to give you a hack real quick is if you know somebody who has respiratory issues, being able to apply it, and it's all on the chest. It's also right near your heart area. It's also near your heart chakra. It's by your lungs. And when people are holding on to those feelings, especially that anger, that guilt, that those lower vibrations, it's held right here in the chest when we're upset. So when you put forgive across the chest, it can actually have some really great benefits for any kind of chest discomfort. All right, so here we go, forgive. So we're gonna dig a little bit deeper into a couple of them so you can see that each one of them has their own benefits. I love that doTERRA has taken the time, the science, the research, the energy, money, all of the different things to come up with things that are already ready for us to go. So if you look at this blend, it has both tree and herb oils in it. It also has some citrus. So bergamot is one of the citrus oils. A lot of people don't know that it is citrus because it has a different kind of a bitter smell to it, but it is really, really great. Juniper berry is the oil of the night. It helps when people overthink, or as I always like to refer to it as the what if oil. Well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? Well, what if it doesn't? What if you're going to be perfectly fine? And then thyme oil is really, really great for releasing anger and being upset and mad. So this combination together is extremely beneficial for being able to release. It is referred to as the renewing blend. Okay, console. Console is the comforting blend, you guys. Anytime somebody needs a big fat hug or needs a hug, now this could be a blend where people are, maybe somebody just lost their job, or maybe somebody is alone for the holidays. We're getting ready to be in that holiday season when it's not always fun and cheerful and joy for everyone. And so some people just need that little bit of comfort. And so this one has frankincense, patchouli, ylang, 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 you guys, that inner child oil that is really great for not taking life so serious. Like I know that for me, I seem to take life pretty serious a lot of times. And so just that constant reminder of it's okay. You can have fun, you can be playful, and everything works out for us, you guys. And then it also has sandalwood and rose. And you can, if you know oils like I do, it's like I see that list and I can instantly almost smell it. So great ways to use this essential oil would be right over the heart. Drop it in the hands together, breathe it in a few times, and then apply it right over the heart area because it's going to help with comforting and getting rid of some of that sadness or disappointment. If you know somebody who has been dealing with grief, you could also recommend putting it in a diffuser. Having it in a diffuser in a room, they'll automatically start getting that message. Remember, they're little molecules of messages of you're going to be okay. That comforting blend. Okay, so we also have mood oils. So we are so grateful that we have so many different things that doTERRA supports us with. So maybe you are somebody who, doesn't feel peaceful at all, maybe super sad, uneasy, not sure what's going to happen. And so Serenity would be a great essential oil for you to look at. This one and Balance, you guys, these two essential oils were ones that I'm going to say I cut my teeth on, and I continue to use them every single day. Some of the studies that are coming out with our Serenity system are just incredible, the results people are getting for being able to just really create the life that they want. And what I love is none of this stuff is sedative, but it's very, very calming, and it helps us to be able to put an edge on things, right? And I love Arise. Arise is one of the essential oils that comes from our yoga collection. So if know somebody who's feeling hopeless or withdrawn, or maybe just, and they need a little bit more inspiration, and they need that encouragement, go ahead and, get this out first thing in the morning. If you need it again in the afternoon, there's nobody that says you can't carry these in your pocket and continue to open the bottle and continue to use them throughout the day for the best results. Okay. Sorry, you guys. With all of these essential oils, who knows why I have this cough going on? All right. So we have emotions, essential oils, tools. So there's a book, which is my go-to all the time. And then we have a wheel, we have a feelings guide, and then we have a few things that I just have written on here for your reference. And anytime I have somebody who has an issue with anything, the first thing I do is, okay, can we ask a few questions? Where does your body hurt? Or is there something that you'd like to feel more of or less of? And then here's you want to feel more confident, for an example. Well, then you would apply it topical anywhere that your body needs to feel love and support. Then you're going to ask a deeper question, like, why are these feelings concerning me, or what is it that I'm drawn to, or what's the effect? And then we have an affirmation where we get to rewrite the story and go forward in a different way. This goes back to, again, we get to create what we experience. So if we take serenity and we look it up. So I looked it up in the book. And so if we are feeling something like stress, anybody here feel stress ever? Okay, so the first thing you can do is you can apply the essential oil. So you can either, drip it in your hands, take a deep breath. You could apply it on the back of your neck, your wrists. I love putting it wherever I'm going to have that stress held into my body. And then I'm going to look deeper and I'm going to say, am I carrying the burdens that are not my own? What will it take me to live in the present and leave the future, or to the future itself? What will it take for me to love or to have realistic expectations of myself? And then we can affirm, I trust all things work together in my good. You guys, this is just a short, small example of sometimes when we don't even know what to do or what to say, or how are we supposed to rewrite the message if we don't know how to? So this book will give you step-by-step instructions and guidance on how you can go in and create it, whatever it is you want. And then I did mention the Serenity system, which comes with a soft gels, a serenity stick, and an essential oil. Now, here's just a quick snapshot of some of the essential oils and what they will help us with emotionally. I love bergamot is the oil of self-acceptance. This is another one that you could take a quick snapshot of. Melissa, the oil of light. If you know so you'll hear me say, what do you want to feel more of? And what do you want to feel less of? Now, a lot of times people don't know what they want to feel more of, because we're so used to just, doing the best we can with what we've got. And so, and not complaining, right? I think Winnie the Pooh has a saying about that. But when we ask somebody, what do you want to feel less of? Sometimes it's really easy for them to say, I want to feel less, darkness or hopelessness, or I want to feel less self-judgment or self-esteem, or I want to feel less, heavy-hearted. And that's where you would start. And I love that by using these essential oils often, and then affirming what it is that you want to feel more of, then you will be able to rewrite that story. For change, you must change your routine and your thoughts. If you keep going around having the same thoughts, the same thing over and over and over, don't be surprised if you're going to get the same results. So a couple of tips are, pick essential oils that speak to you. Now, I know this might sound strange, especially if you're new to essential oils, but a lot of times I'll go over to my essential oil bag and they're all sitting there. And if there's one that just kind of pops up like basil, then I get really curious of why did basil stick out, you know? And recently, you guys, I've been just sitting here working on my computer and all of a sudden I smell a smell and I'm like, where's that coming from? And so I usually will go and get it and use it. And then I get super curious, why did that just come to me? And so I will use that essential oil. So the questions are, what would you like to feel more of? Or what would you like to feel less of? And then you can use that essential oil guide. We have lots and lots and lots of the book pages that we've put in our good vibes page. So you would be able to just go in there and search and you'll be able to find a lot of them. But I highly recommend you just get your own book. They have a new one that is just packed full of all of the essential oils. And the other one is to use your essential oils often. So we don't feel like we feel because it just happened overnight. A lot of times things might be building up, or maybe we've been going through something for a long time and we can't expect to just put essential oil on one time and be done, or take one of those magic adaptive capsules and have it be gone. It's going to take a little bit of time. And so remember that if you need to use them every hour, or if you need to use them, multiple times throughout the day, what is it that you want to feel more of? And there's been many times, you guys, when I first started using doTERRA, I was a mess. Like I had a lot of emotional things that I had gone through and I just shoved them down. And to the point where the smallest little things would upset me. So when I was introduced or found balance is one of those oils that I would smell and it would instantly take me to this place of Zen. Like, oh gosh, it's going to be okay. I could physically feel myself be okay. And so I carried it in my pocket and I used it throughout the day multiple times. And still to this day, I use balance at least twice a day. And so what's your oil? Like which one is going to be best to support you? Is it hourly? Is it daily? Is it only at night? Is it to, help with the mind chatter? Is it to help you be inspired when you've got a lot of things on your plate? Okay, the next thing is journal your feelings. You guys, I usually keep two journals. One of them is one that I'm dumping and I'm saying all the things, and it doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to be right. It could be, a little catty or chatty or whatever. And then I have one of what do I want to experience or what do I want to create more of? And a gratitude journal of what went right. And I have found so much growth in just being able to journal out what it is that I feel. And what's really awesome is when I've been doing this gratitude journal and I've been going through something that's a little difficult, and then I go through another difficult thing, I can go back and I can read some of those journal entries and go, gosh, I made it through it. And I know that it's really awesome. The next thing that I'm going to recommend is get outside. That Shinrin-yoku, you guys, there are many times when it's like being able to go outside take my shoes off, get my feet on the dirt and get planted in the earth and to release and let go of all the chatter. The longer that I've been doing this work, the longer that I have been um, taking time for myself and turning off all of the side noises and all the radio chatter and just taking a few minutes to pause, take a deep breath and reflect on what is this life all about? How is it working out for me? And how do I get to show up? One of my other questions I love is, am I living my purpose? Because, and am I surrounding myself with people who are purpose driven? Because the people we hang out with, if you hang out with people who are in the Ain't It Awful Club, believe me, over time, you're going to start thinking and feeling the same way. So I would rather hang out by myself than hang out with a bunch of people who are negative. Okay, so for a quick 15-minute routine. So some people may say, I don't have time. Like I'm so busy. I have so many things going on. I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for a morning routine. I don't have time for self-care. I can tell you this much, you guys, you don't have time not to. In less than 2 minutes a day, starting your day and your morning out right with finding gratitude, putting a few essential oils on, setting your intention for the day is going to change everything for you. Whether you like, I love starting with prayer and meditation and then being able to write at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. I have a great big glass with water in it that sits right next to my bed, and I fill it up and I have it ready for so that when I wake up, that's the first thing that I do is drink that big glass of water. Also, being able to, listen to things while you're walking, or you can have stack a lot of this, So what are the things that you can do? And start with 1 or 2. Like you can't go from a no-minute routine in the morning to having it all down to where some days, you guys, my morning routine is 45 or 50 minutes. And those are the days that I usually get the most stuff done is because I've started right. Now, the next thing is to supplement and make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition in your body to get that foundation. So we have really great things like our Lifelong Vitality, our VMG, which is vitamins, minerals, and greens. We have fiber, Serenity System. And then, of course, we have essential oils. Make sure you get the ones out that are going to best support you so that you can handle whatever life hands gives you. And you'll be super grateful that you did. Okay, now, if you are new here or if you're here as a repeat customer, thank you. We love you. Here is doTERRA's reward program. I can't end this without telling you guys all about it. It is the only way that I order. They have so many really great things for us where we can earn anywhere from 10 to 30% back in points. And I don't know another loyalty program out there at all that gives you at even 10%, let alone 30% back. You can get free shipping. You can turn those points into free product. I absolutely love this program and can't imagine going without, especially now that things have gotten so expensive. I love that we can buy most everything we need, from household cleaners to shampoo and conditioner, skincare to health products, from our own office in doTERRA, and we can earn product points back. So I want to also highlight that there are 2 different ways that you can save below wholesale. And this is anytime you buy a bundle of something, you can create these little bundles and you can save additional. So there's 2 different ones. You have the Lifelong Vitality and the Advantage up on the top, or you have the VMG on the bottom. When you purchase a bundle, a drop-down menu comes and you can buy additional 3 products for even deeper savings. You guys, it's crazy cool how much we can save every single month to get the best nutrition, award-winning products into us and for our families. Okay, so it is November and we have some really great promotions this month. So if you get your order placed on or before the 15th, you'll get a full a 5 ml bottle of Ravensara. Now, Ravensara is one of the essential oils that is in our Breathe blend. It is not available for purchase on its own. So this is a limited time product that we're super lucky to get. I've only had an opportunity in like 10 years to be able to get it one other time. And so I'm really excited. This has a kind of a eucalyptus smell, and there's some really great benefits. If you want to learn more about it, go into Good Vibes and you'll be able to look it up and see all the different benefits. Now, also, I've already mentioned 10% off of the adaptive capsules. Now, that is good for the entire month of November. So now doTERRA has something new called Instacart. So say you've already had your loyalty order ship, and then you're going, what, I want some more adaptive capsules, or I want to add some more holiday items on. You can do an Instacart and it'll work as if it's a loyalty cart where you'll earn points, you'll earn free shipping, but it's a one-time order. So it's so exciting. I'm so grateful for doTERRA to put that together for us, and especially if they have BOGOs or something. It used to be that we would have to go in and buy one thing off of our regular cart and add that to it. Now we can do an Instacart and it can ship to us with no problem. Now, there's been a little tiny confusion about Divana. Divana, for a limited time, when you purchase this roller bottle, and I think it's either $34, $36, 100% of that purchase in November goes to doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation, and this is while supplies last. So if you're interested in that or have any questions, make sure you reach out to the person who invited you or get in there and get that ordered. Now, if you haven't been already checking out all of the holiday items that are listed here, they are all available right now. They are limited to 4 per account. The holiday bubble, emerald, and the holiday piece combo is 75% sold out. So if that's something that you've been putting on your list and you've been waiting for, don't wait for much longer because it will be gone soon. It went from 50 to 75% in like 3 days. So you guys, all of these holiday products are available for you. They make really great Christmas gifts to everyone from, your coworkers to your church prayer group to, the girls night out type things with lip gloss. The honey is absolutely sensational. I love it. The drops are good. All of it. I have ordered twice so far this month and it's only the 5th of November. Okay. Lastly, before we say goodnight, I wanted to remind you guys that we have myself, Sarah Collins, and Bobby Ogle, who have all made it through to the last round of Masters Club and Diamond Club. Now, the promotions that are shown on the screen are in addition to any other promotion that doTERRA has right now. So at 100, 150, and 200, you get additional products for free when you use one of our codes. So if you have somebody that is getting started for the very first time and want to take advantage of these free promotions, or if you have somebody who has not ordered in over a year and they're ready to reactivate their account, we can help them do that and they can take advantage of these products. So make sure you reach out to one of us and let us help you help them get even more free for the entire month of November. Okay, you guys, that was a lot of information. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. If you want to stay close to us, you can take a picture of that QR code. It'll take you to all of the different resources that we have, from YouTube to Facebook to our newsletter. And then also there's a stay connected text. So if you text the word class reminders to the phone number 534-429-5392, you'll be able to get a text reminder 15 minutes before class starts with the Zoom link, so that it's at one click and you're good to go. You guys, if you're like me, I need a reminder. I go into my calendar and I put reminders with a 5-minute reminder for every single class that we have, because I don't want to miss out. After all these years, you'd think I'd already have my fill, but I still love coming to class. And we're grateful that you guys are here with us. Next week is on Spa, Aromatouch, and Symphony of the Cells. Another really, really great class you will not want to miss out on. So make sure you put that in your calendar now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and then we will open up for questions.